thank you for joining me. It's Seek and You Will Find. And I wanted to start out tonight by doing a healing that I had in mind. So I was going to work on the group first before I take your questions. And I have really good questions tonight. So thank you, everyone, for writing them. So for those of you that are new, Seek and You Will Find is where you can ask me a question in the chat bar, or you can text me at 702-245-2099 with your questions. And then I'm going to give you an answer in the form of a healing, not just for you, but for everybody on the call tonight. So that's what Seek and You Will Find is all about. And I'm going to get started as soon as I set the energy with a prayer. As we cleanse and heal the temple of the soul, may it be with the blessing of divinity that it shine its countenance upon us and bring us peace in body, mind, and spirit. Amen. All right. Well, as you can see from my background, I'm back home in my place. So I wanted to give everybody a healing on something that I'm noticing for myself as well as some of my clients, and that's exhaustion and not being quite in present time. Kind of, like when you get tired, you're dragging your body with you. And so I wanted to do a little work on that, clearing exhaustion from everyone. And then I'll get to your questions. All right. So the exhaustion that I'm seeing is kind of salt and peppery, very thick. It looks like it's in streaks, and I'm starting to ground that. This is in your energetic body. And when I look at it, it looks like, honestly, like it's about 2 weeks worth of energy that hasn't been released. So I'm saying that because I'm working on a composite of everybody on the call. So that means everybody has about 2 weeks of worth of energy in your space that hasn't been cleared. So that alone can cause exhaustion. And I'm starting to ground all of that excess energy that you're carrying around. There's a lot of white energy coming out, and just like I was saying, exhaustion, because I can see the energy of it as, that's what's coming out. Good. This is cleaning up really nicely, and the energy in the sanctuary tonight is this really nice orange gold. And so as I clean you out, I'm noticing that a lot of light is coming back into your space. But I also want to bring you into present time. It looks to me like a lot of you are just a little bit in past time. Remember, the reason I'm working on this is because it's so important that you're in present time if you want to get anything. Because in order to create or receive something, you have to be in present time and you have to be in your body. So if you're even a little bit in past time or a little bit in future time, it's going to be pretty hard to pull your mock-ups in. Good. All right, everybody's moving right into present time now. And I have a really good question about mock-ups coming up. I want to get to another question first, though, before I get to the mock-ups. because one of them involves a baby, and one of the babies in the sanctuary is sick tonight. So I want to do a healing on the baby and everybody in the sanctuary. So let me read this. Baby has a fever and doc thinks it's the flu. Can you give him and the whole house an immunity healing? Yes. I'm going to work on the family first and then give everybody in the sanctuary healing because I want to address the baby. This poor little guy, so unhappy. To me, it looks like his tonsils are swollen too. I'm helping him clear a lot of like a dark brown, red energy that's taking up a lot of his respiratory area. So I'm going to clear that out so hopefully he can breathe better. And I'm also working on clearing some pressure in his ears. Oh, thank you. Okay. So I just got a message that his molars are coming in and he had a terrible 4-week long cold. Good. There's a really pretty honey colored energy coming into his chest now where the reddish brown that was clogging up his respiration, that's that's come out now. And that honey gold is coming in. Okay, now I'm going to work on everybody in the family and everybody on the call for an immunity healing. There's a lot of foreign energy in the immunity system, and it's coming out in billowing waves. But one of the energies that I find in there that's kind of interesting to me is electricity and how much we are affected by electricity and how much that can wear the body down. So I'm also, as well as cleaning out those other energies, addressing that electricity. You know, if you think about all the appliances that were around, the computers all day, lights, we're exposed to electricity all day long. This, what I'm going to say, has more to do with everybody in the group, not necessarily the family that's asked this question. But one of the things that I see that affects your immunity is punishment. And here's the thing that I've learned. Healers do not recognize when they're being punished. We are so used to being programmed to try to be good or to please people that a lot of times we don't recognize when we're being punished. And punishment doesn't have to be like, whoa, I'm going to sock you in the jar or whatever. Punishment can be as simple as like ignoring somebody. So the withholding of communication can be really one of the worst punishments a spirit can have. And so when I'm looking at what's affecting the immune system, there's a lot of punishment that's coming out. So I am working on clearing that. But I just wanted to let you know that's what I'm finding. Yeah, I think this was a good find because underneath that white punishment is this really icky green energy that looks sickly. So I know that that punishment has been there for a long time, and it's doing bad things to you. So I'm working on getting the ugly green out now. Good. All right. Let me fill you all in with gold. Okay. Thank you for that request. I'm going to go to my phone. I got a couple of requests. Let's see. Please check my thyroid and throat. It feels very closed. Okay, this is good. I can check everybody's fifth chakra. Your thyroid is right up here near your fifth chakra. To the person who requested this, you do have a lot of energy on your actual thyroid, and it looks a little small, like it's yeah, just like it's a little small. And I'm grounding the energy off your thyroid, and we'll address everybody on the call in just a minute. But what I see about the energy on the thyroid is that it's causing depression. It may be causing other things too because it's not functioning at its optimum. Okay. That was taking a little bit of time because there was very thick energy on it. It's still grounding right now. And while I'm grounding your thyroid, I'm going to work on everybody on the call, their fifth chakra and thyroid. There's a lot of unconscious energy on the thyroid glands. It's a white. You know, that thyroid gland governs so many things. I myself have a thyroid issue, and it governs all kinds of things like your metabolism, your body secretions, temperature, all kinds of things. So it's important to keep this gland cleared. Now with the group, your thyroid gland came up to gold very quickly. So as a group, I did not find the same type of foreign energy in that gland that I did in the person that requested this. So everybody got that healing. I'm going to fill you all in with gold. To the person who requested this, question 2, as I was closing out, I was noticing how the energy in your thyroid was affecting your circulation. So your circulation is also being affected by the sluggishness, I'll call it sluggishness, of your thyroid. All right. Filling everybody in with gold. Okay. All right. I have, let's see, another one here. I've got a bunch here. This is a request to have sciatica looked at. And the person who's requesting this is asking if the pain in their back and sciatica is from a growth period, or is it from a whack? Okay, let me take a look at this. Well, this is a continuum of a whack that I think I worked on with you. So there's still a little bit of whack, left, and it's not. Okay, I take that back. Part of it is your growth period. Part of it is some energy coming out, but there is still an element of the whack left. So I'm going to work on that, seal that up. But interestingly, where I find the whack is on your head, not on your back. And I'm helping you clear some purple energy off of your sacrum. Okay. And now what I'm going to do, we've got the bulk of that out of there. What I'm going to do for everybody's sciatica is give everybody either a female grounding or a male grounding. So I'm going to go over that with you all so that you know what the female grounding is. For those of you that do the Female Fridays with me, you already know what the female grounding is. Excuse me. It is a grounding cord underneath your uterus that drops into your main grounding. And then you ground your ovaries into that uterine grounding. And then you ground your sciatic nerves into that uterine grounding. And then with a male grounding, you're going to ground the prostate, and then the testicles get grounded into the prostate grounding, and so do the sciatic nerves. So it's similar for both male and female. And I'm going to give everybody a grounding, both male and female now, to help ground those sciatic nerves. So there's a lot of nerve pain coming out right now from both men and women. Okay. Okay, that was good. I was giving a little bit of extra time to the guys. Now, can I tell you, ladies in the sanctuary, why we ground, or why the men do a male grounding, is to keep the female energy out of their sexual organs. And that's because your female energy doesn't really work well in a male body. The same way we ground male energy out of our female organs. So it works for both sexes. We, as females, that male energy is a lower vibration for us, so it doesn't work well in our bodies over a long period of time. And with female energy in the male body, it's too high of a vibration. It burns them out if they try to keep their energy jacked up to the vibration of a female. So there you have it. And everybody's been grounded. I'm going to fill everybody in with gold. And thank you for that request. Okay. I have a request. It's kind of a double request. I'm going through a divorce and trying to protect myself, my home, and my children from negative energy. And there's a second part. Can you please help clear the energy of lies and the influence of former family members from my home? Okay. Yes. Let me address this. The first thing I'm addressing is the lies and taking those out of, like, the home, the family space, so that the kids aren't impacted by them. Yeah, I'm also hoping you take the attention off of your home. There's a lot of attention on your home that you probably are already aware of, other people wanting a piece of it. So grounding the home really helped your kids. They really perk up when the house is grounded and when they feel safe in the house. So that was good to see. I'm also clearing your former partner's energy out of the home. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and fill that in for you. And I'm trying to think, like, for the group, I think what I'm going to do is like a home healing for everyone. Wow, one of the main energies I see in people's homes are their neighbors' energy. So that's one of the first things I'm going to clear out, is neighbors' energy out of your home. Get rid of all the Gladys Kravitzes. And then the next thing I want to do is just bring in some harmony for family. Like, I guess I'll call it family harmony into the home space. And as I do that, some heavy dark purple is coming out of that space of being able to enjoy the family at home. Okay, now there's like an orange gold coming into that space. So I'm going to go ahead and fill your home space up. Yeah, never forget that your home is your sanctuary. So you want to be saying hello to the energy of your home and setting the energy for yourself every day. And now the energy in your home is set to a nice lighter, brighter vibration. Okay, I've got a couple more questions. I know it's getting late, but I've got a couple more. Let's see. Okay. Oh, could we have a healing assistance with releasing toxins that affect kidneys and liver? Absolutely. I like that. It's a lot of acidity in the kidneys. When I say that, I'm saying that because I think it's out of balance, like more acidity than there should be. And there's some anger being held in everybody's kidneys. I'm going to help you ground that. This is interesting. It's very specific. Anger about things that are unjust. That's some of the energy coming out of the kidneys. Now that could be one or two or more of you, but enough where I can actually see it as being a specific for everybody. The other thing about the kidneys is that they're not getting enough oxygen. They are a little dull. So we're going to plump those up, bring some oxygen to them and plump them up. You know, there's such a range of ages of people in the sanctuary. So what I'm seeing is in older people, and I don't mean all that old, like middle-aged, the kidneys are starting to get tired. They're a little like pooped. So we're going to give them a little revitalization healing. They love getting a healing. They are loving this. The energy is changing. Some gold is coming in. And where they felt congested before, like the energy is starting to like open up so that it almost looks like they can start breathing again. Okay, I'm going to go on to the liver. Well, there's just all kinds of stuff in the liver. it it looks like grays and whites and black. I'm also grounding where there's fat in the liver. And grounding out like drug and alcohol use out of the liver. And you know what I see is that the liver doesn't get very much love. I think that's the way I want to say this. Like I can tell that I'm going to include myself in this, really don't acknowledge the liver in a positive way. I mean, we put the liver through a lot. We ask a lot of it because it has to detox everything that goes through our mouth. But we really don't take the time to appreciate it or send it love. So I'm noticing that the livers are a little neglected. I think that's what I'm really looking at. So I'm going to give them a healing on that. And the livers love having gold run through them. So just for your own information, if you're feeling like your liver's hurting or bothering you, just start sunbombing it. Put a picture of your liver up on your screen and just bring suns over and over and over into it. And that's basically what I'm doing now after I grounded it. And the livers are responding. They are being resuscitated. Okay. Thank you for that request for those organs. That was good. I'm going to fill them in with gold. And I have one last request, which I really love. And I kind of left it to the end because I love it. I want to work on it. It is a request for the mock-up space. And the request was about helping clean out the mock-up space for this person that was getting ready to do some mock-ups. And I thought, oh, that's great. I would love to clean everybody's mock-up space out. So let's dig in. In the first part of your mock-up process, there's a lot of anger about not getting your mock-ups. So it kind of stops the energy right there. So if you feel invalidated about not getting your mock-ups, this healing is going to be good for you because it will clean out that very first step of your mock-ups where you might go into that space and go, why do I even bother? If I get them, they're not really what I want. And half the time I don't get them. So all that invalidation in that first part of your mock-up space, I'm going to address. That's good. You're doing a good job. It's grounding. And then in the second part of your mock-up space is doubt. So we're going to clear out the doubt that you have. And I really see that more as your doubt in Supreme Being. Like when you go to ask Supreme Being to help you get something or bring something to you, when the doubt lights up there. So I'm going to address that next. course, doubt brings up the issue of trust. So what I'm doing is I'm grounding the doubt, but bringing in a vibration of trust to kind of balance that out. Good. That worked well. And then in the third part of your mock-up space, that has to do with trusting in the universe. So we could look at this as like another layer of doubt or lack of trust. I'm going to take a look and clean that out. You know what I'm finding in here is the energy of hope. And unfortunately, hope is not going to get you a mock-up. What hope is going to do is going to throw you out into future time and keep you there so that you can't be in your body to receive your mock-up when it comes to you. So I'm going to clean out a lot of hope in this third part of the mock-up space. The universe doesn't grant mock-ups for hope. It grants mock-ups based on a clearly defined mental image picture, just the picture, not the energy, just the picture. That's how you get your mock-ups back. Good. There's some beautiful fresh green energy coming into this third part of the mock-up space. That's beautiful. And then, of course, the last part of your mock-up process is your receiving quadrant. So let's give that a good healing and clean out. Let's, like the mock-ups that come in that aren't the way you actually mock them up. They're only a portion, or maybe mock-ups that never really came to fruition. I'm going to clean all of those out. I'm working on some invalidation in this last part of your mock-up where you get invalidated if you don't get your mock-ups. That's an actual energy invalidation. And in this case, it's like a dark charcoal. Really want to get this out of there. It's just taking a minute. This is great. When that fourth quadrant of receiving gets cleaned out, it brings in optimism, which is different than hope. Optimism is just a good, positive twist on things. It's different than the vibration of hope, which will kick you out into future time. But optimism is a present time vibration. And that's a really good vibration to bring in. So that's what's coming into the fourth quadrant. And I'm going to fill in the whole cycle now with gold. Good. Thank you for that request. I'm a sucker for the creative process. So anytime you want me to work on that, that's great by me. All right. Well, that concludes all of the questions that I had been asked tonight. And I'm going to go ahead and just fill everybody up with gold. And I'm going to ask Supreme Being to close out our session tonight with a blessing and a healing. Ooh, this is a good one. Supreme Being is giving everyone a healing on their awareness, their spiritual awareness. And that, what I'm watching is Supreme Being is cleaning out your heads and your crown chakras so that you can move more of your energy up and have greater awareness, because you have all of your awareness up in your crown chakra, and in your sixth chakra is where you can see energy. So you have a lot of neutrality there too. So those are the two chakras you want to reside in for the most part of the day. All righty. Let me close out. May it be with the blessing of divinity that the seek and you will find tonight be complete. Amen. Well, I want to thank you for coming tonight, and I want to apologize for not showing up last night. I couldn't do it, so I asked Christy to reschedule it. I had put the class on my calendar as tonight, and so I was completely unprepared last night when I realized that I'd gotten a request for a healing, and I was like, oh no. So I asked Christy to change it for me, which she did. Thank you very much, Christy. And so that's why it didn't happen last night. But I want to thank you for coming tonight so that you could get the healing. And my announcements are this week, Friday, we have a Female Fridays free meditation, and that's going to be on nurturing energy. And then next Thursday is my class, the second class of your personal constitution, and that is on your agreement with Supreme Being. And we're going to be addressing, well, the first part of the class, we're going to be looking at our karma with Supreme Being. So we're going to be looking at our relationship with Supreme Being, Supreme Being in past time, as well as in present time and future time. So that's going to be a great clean out. And I hope you'll join me for that. So I look forward to seeing you Friday, this coming Friday, for Female Fridays Nurturing Meditation, and then next Thursday. Okay, so I got my eyes on you. Have a wonderful rest of the evening, and thanks for joining me. I will see you on Friday. Bye-bye.